Poverty isn't always about lack of opportunity. Sometimes it's about the daily choices you make that you don't even realize are destroying your future. The difference between someone who builds wealth and someone who stays broke isn't luck, it's habits. And the tragic part? Most people defend the very behaviors that keep them poor, calling them personality traits instead of recognizing them as financial suicide. Let me be direct with you. If you're not where you want to be financially, it's not the economy. It's not your boss. It's not bad luck. It's the habits you practice every single day that are either building your wealth or destroying it. And the 7 habits I'm about to share with you, they're silent killers. They don't announce themselves. They don't feel dangerous. But they will absolutely guarantee you stay poor if you don't eliminate them immediately. The first habit that keeps people poor is refusal to learn. I see this everywhere. People who graduated high school or college and decided that was enough education for a lifetime. Meanwhile, the world is changing at lightning speed. Technology is evolving. Industries are transforming. New opportunities are emerging constantly. And these people are still operating with knowledge from 10, 20 years ago, wondering why they can't get ahead. Let me tell you something I learned in my 15 years as a financial consultant. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying financially. Wealthy people read. They take courses. They attend seminars. They hire coaches. They invest in their minds constantly because they understand that knowledge is the only asset that can't be taxed, can't be stolen, and appreciates forever. I have a friend who built a software company worth $80 million. You know what he does every single morning? He reads for 2 hours, every single morning. Technical books, business books, philosophy, psychology, he's constantly feeding his mind. Meanwhile, I consult with people making $40,000 a year who haven't read a book in 5 years and can't figure out why they're stuck. The second habit is procrastination. This one destroys more dreams than failure ever will. People wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect amount of knowledge. And while they're waiting, opportunity passes them by. I've watched people procrastinate themselves into poverty. That business idea they had 5 years ago, someone else did it and made millions. That investment opportunity, gone. That skill they were going to learn, still on the list. You don't need more pressure, you need clarity. Subscribe and let this channel guide you toward wiser financial choices. Let me tell you about a woman I consulted with in Toronto. She wanted to start a consulting business for 3 years. 3 years of, I'm not ready yet, and I need to learn more first. Meanwhile, she watched people with half her expertise launch successful consulting practices. When she finally started, she realized she'd wasted 3 years of income and growth because of fear disguised as preparation. Procrastination isn't careful planning, it's fear winning. The third habit is making excuses. This is the most toxic habit of all, because it absolves you of responsibility. I don't have time. I don't have money. I didn't have the same advantages. The economy is bad. My industry is tough. Every excuse is a brick in the prison you're building around yourself. I've managed hundreds of employees over 8 years, and I can tell you with certainty, the ones who make excuses stay at the bottom. The ones who find solutions rise to the top. I remember speaking at an entrepreneurship conference in Mexico City, and during the Q&A, someone asked me what to do when you don't have capital to start a business. Before I could answer, another person in the audience stood up and said, I started my business with $300 and a laptop. If you want it badly enough, you find a way. If you don't, you find an excuse. The room went silent, because everyone knew he was right. The fourth habit is lack of discipline. This is the difference between wanting something and actually getting it. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's saving when you want to spend. It's working when you want to rest. It's investing in your future when your present is screaming for attention. I've seen people with incredible talent waste it all because they had zero discipline. And I've seen people with average talent build fortunes because their discipline was unshakable. I consult with entrepreneurs across North America, and the successful ones all have one thing in common. They do the boring, unglamorous work consistently. They don't work when inspired. They work whether they're inspired or not. That's discipline. And without it, you will stay poor no matter how smart you are or how many opportunities come your way. The fifth habit is worrying about what others think. This one keeps more people poor than almost anything else. They don't start the business because they're afraid of what people will say if they fail. They don't invest differently because everyone else is doing something else. They don't live below their means because they need to look successful. Let me tell you something that changed my life. Broke people care about looking rich. Rich people care about being rich. You cannot build wealth while trying to impress people who don't care about you. I had a client in Los Angeles making $200,000 a year and living paycheck to paycheck because he was maintaining an image. Designer clothes, expensive car, luxury apartment, all to impress people he didn't even like. When we finally broke down his finances and he saw how much wealth he'd sacrificed for appearances, he broke down crying. 10 years of income wasted on impressing strangers. Now, I run multiple businesses. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I can tell you from experience, creating this content takes enormous time, research, and resources from my team and me. We do this because we genuinely want to help people break free from the habits that keep them poor. If this is resonating with you, if you're serious about changing your financial trajectory, subscribe to this channel. It helps us keep producing this level of content. And more importantly, it tells me you're someone who's committed to transformation. I respond to subscribers first in the comments because I value people who are serious about growth. The sixth habit is poor financial management. This is the practical side of staying poor, not tracking expenses, not budgeting, not understanding where money goes, not having emergency savings. Living paycheck to paycheck not because of low income, but because of zero management. I've consulted with people making six figures who couldn't tell me where their money went each month. That's not an income problem. That's a management problem. I worked with a couple in Montreal who both made good salaries but were drowning in debt. When we tracked their spending for 1 month, they were shocked. $700 on restaurants, $400 on impulse Amazon purchases, $300 on subscriptions they forgot they had. They weren't poor because they didn't make enough. They were poor because they managed their money like children. The seventh habit, and this ties them all together, is refusing to take responsibility. Blaming circumstances, other people, the system, anything but yourself. The moment you accept that you're responsible for your financial situation is the moment everything can change. Not because circumstances change, but because you stop waiting for them to and start creating the results you want. I want to ask you something, and I really want you to think about it. Which of these 7 habits do you recognize in yourself? Because here's the truth. We all have some of them. I had most of them when I was younger. The difference between where I was and where I am now is that I identified them, admitted they were problems, and systematically eliminated them. That's all this is. Recognition, acceptance, and action. Drop a comment and tell me which habit you're going to eliminate first. Be honest. And let me know where you're watching from. United States, Canada, Mexico, France, somewhere else? I read every comment, and I prioritize responding to subscribers because you're the ones committed to this journey. Before you go, check out the video linked in the description and on the end screen. It goes deeper into how to build wealth-generating habits that replace these destructive ones. Remember this: your habits determine your future. Change your habits, change your life. It's that simple and that difficult, but absolutely worth it.